Hello everyone and welcome back to Tyranny. So the spider. We also had an ebb. Because I thought, why not take Ebb with us. Also, what? I haven't rested yet. I've only exited and re-entered the game, and apparently it's advanced time? Question mark? Burst still standing out there with nothing on. Cause yeah, those two are in my spire now. Huh. Weird. Also, I saw that journal pop up. Bear wishes to discuss something. Apparently Bear wants to talk to me. I haven't even talked to Ebb yet, but fine. Big wonder if you have a moment. There are no time since I came to your service, which I have agreed fully with your choices. That said, I have not agreed fully. That said, I have no question your judgment. This pattern holds after you hear the request I now make of you. Glare silently. I like how that's pretty much an option through the entire game, is you could just glare silently. I should do a run like that, just glare silently. It's a hug you're looking for. Relax, just tell me what's on your mind. Well, perhaps the educator would tell my case. What are you talking about? I've been casing this. Perhaps the calling against the project corroded iron and bronze that sweeps across his chest. Shell, since Kyrus' heat has stormed. A grave road starred. Incurred in service to the Overlord, and I asked that the Overlord treat me up as burden. Yeah, Terran can't order Kyrus to take your armor off. There are daydreams that would take issue with your statement. Ebb, I know you want to screw everything, but no. I was gonna ask for the Overlord to do it personally. Forge Final Guild sword services to the educator. But any of my freedom from the Calibers it lies with them. Aren't you more useful to the Overlord in your armor? Perhaps with our other armors. Any respectable commander would still to the virtues of high morale. I confess that each day I remain confined to this monstrosity mind wanes. Sure, why not? Thank you, Fatebinder. I eagerly await the Archon's judgment. At least we got this quest before we went to tie-in. Because it probably would have showed up afterwards if we... And then I would have been sad because I'd have to go right back. But what are you doing here? Let us war each other in the spirit of instruction. Okay. Would your weapon do not relent? If you're disarmed, you keep fighting or you die. Okay. So I could try my two-handed. That's the problem though, yeah, I can't really do too much. Yeah. I guess I'm just going to increase my two-handed. Probably increase my athletics a bit too. Dodge is probably going to lower up on its own. Bye, money. Miss you. Back. Oh. What the hell do you even have going for you? Athletics. Oof. Dodge. Yeah, much higher dodge than Fairy last time, didn't you? But yeah, it doesn't really have anything great going on. Even her lore is just... It's like, hey, I'm a mage. I don't have that great of lore, though. That's sad. Anyway. Yeah, she has like no points invested in athletics or dodge, really. Well, dodge some, but yeah. Leveled up Lantry, yay. Which means Lantry gets all these overskill points, yay. To waste my money on. Yay! That was a high Lantry. What do you has? What do you has? Oh yeah, we no longer have, well, I still have my benefits going on. Lantry doesn't have benefits going on, which means probably should get him up and resolve. Okay, Lantry, what do I want to do for you? More lore? Passive bonus to substitution dodge. Attach straight magic enemies from his target to silence them and lower the magic skills. That sounds fun, but Frozen also sounds fun. I'm gonna give you more on that. Ooh. Oh yeah, all of these things require 3. 1, 3 sets. Instead of 1, 2, 4, and all that. These I don't really give much of a shit about. Subterfuge, dodge. Lore though. Fuck it, lore. I'm tempted to give him Mage Slayer though too. But for now, lore. Oh geez, he has more lore than I do now. That's scary. Anyway, that means I can update. Shit, I can give you some real fun stuff. Like I can give you Buffy Aura Cone. Oh god, Buffy Aura Cone. That's a scary thing. And haste. Haste area. Heal bolt. Oh fuck. That really sucks. I think I can almost do that. Almost. I could get rid of that though, and then I could do that. And still can't touch this. I could get that, but I can't do both. Oh well, update. As for you, yeah, I still can't feel that because I don't have the syndrome. Sucks to be you. Yeah. Not sure if I get the sigil at Hill or around Hill. Anyway, we should probably talk to Ab, shouldn't we?
Salutations, Fatebinder.
Hi.
Or should I now call you Lord of Vendrian's Well? The Spire King? Prince of the Suggestive Vertical Slab.
The Suggestive Vertical Slab.
So if I might ask, what is your plan now? The edict no longer looms overhead, and Kairos' conquest of the Tears seems to be slipping, what with the armies and civil war.
The plan is to destroy the Scarcus. Maybe one of those is loyalty, but yeah. Destroy the Scarcus.
Then you have my full support. The Scarlet Chorus has grown in the years of conquest. Among the Horde are Tearsmen fighting because they felt there was no choice, as well as Tearsmen fighting to watch their homeland burn. It pains me we will have to slay some of the former.
So, can I just do this instead?
Then you have my full support.
No. Well, first order I should speak to him.
I would counsel you to do just that. I'm sure the events of Vendrian's Well are best explained from your mouth to Tunon's ears. Furthermore, I'd guess the Archon of Justice would want to know your take on the Archons and their divide.
I could add Phil too. Phil!
I see. I'm sure there's little I can do to persuade you otherwise. Just consider that the people of the Tiers will someday bow to Kairos. Why not have them bow to you instead?
Okay, I like how you think. Why not have them bow to you instead?
My first suggestion would be to build a boat. Something durable, and take our chances on the high seas far from Kairos. I have a second and more practical suggestion. Look to the horizon and slightly up. By that I mean the other spires. We should see what's atop the others. Otherwise someone else might look first.
What do you know about the spires?
Not nearly enough, apparently. To me, they've always been axioms of navigation. You can triangulate a lot of things with the sextant and a clear view to a spire or two. We've long known the spires radiate strong magical fields, and all save the mountain spire connect to the old walls. So it's the sort of thing common folk know from afar, but avoid day to day.
Well, that's all I have for now.
Well, short of Tunon giving you orders on pain of death, you have the luxury of acting on your own volition. Though the Scarlet Chorus are likely to come for you.
Probably.
Whatever you decide, I'm at your disposal.
No. I would lose, Savage Phil. Man, well, it's good. Your assistance will be most helpful then.
And I am thankful to not be a bloody pile of offal in Vendrian's Well.
That's big.
Life under your banner. What is it you need?
And the thing is, she is actually under our banner. Ooh, loyalty 3. We should discuss matters at hand.
Now we're working with the disfavored. You want my advice? My advice would be to get close to Graven Ash and plunge a poisoned shiv in his ear.
How does anyone goes about doing?
Well, if you're working with Graven Ash, give it your all. Offer to help the Archon of War with whatever he needs. The stronger the Legion, the weaker the Chorus. And if you get close enough to him, well, with enough trust, you could get very close to the Archon of War.
Close to it.
I'm not saying it's a quick plan, but I think if you stay close in his confidence, the moment to strike will reveal itself in time. Ask away.
Magic.
You know, I normally charge for this, but for you...
Magic.
Now, you know that's a very personal question. The knowledge I have is a centuries-old gift from the Archon of Tides.
But
I would sooner discard my life than the sanctity of that gift.
Water magic, really, though.
I will speak in generalities only.
But I want it. Tracy, now I'm about to try this. Go touch me. Tracy, what was this? But I want it. Here's training. No, I'm also start by it. Then I'm gonna tell you. Oh yes, I have learned plenty from knowledge to start by the stages. I know I don't even know how to do what Ep does, so magically or otherwise. Can't change from what you know. My spells are capable of it, but no, this is the Archon of Tides. Dies for me. But I want the sigil. I guess we have to be high up with her. Which then I can ask her why she lived alone to see all these people, or she's solidical, what's in waiting to the first forms like the tides and the light, the Tetra's grave. Words. and moons. And over moon. And water. We could go average field back. Teach me! I know you're going to me better. I can't win. I'll probably lower to my death. I'm taking what I know to the ends. Ah, loyalty 4 though. We could use 3 though. You probably might regret this, but fine. So if someone's going to imitate my magic and do glorious things with the typecast, I'd want it to be you. Since this is such a copy Jade, Archentites, watch carefully. She does the thing. Fine. Yay. That's that you use this knowledge wisely, but it's not like I do. Now if you're scared of me, I'm talked out with the moment. So I made her upset, but I finally gained my ability.
What is it you need?
Question.
Ask away. You know, I normally charge for this, but...
Magic. So much words. Jesus. Don't ever remember being that word after you're talking to companions and pillars of eternity. Enough, never enough. The shower is terrified of old walls. I think that's too emotional. Now that I can arc grave light with a wiggle of my fingers. Moon magic, by the way. When I think, oh, when I'm a sure old hate, I know it would be a great way to go.
Ask away.
Tell me about yourself. Your name. Well, I was born Hazen Livenger. But for most I'm alive, and I suppose all the days have been known and will be known as Ebb. Typecast Ebb, though trying to be goodness. Considers that will flow. Says he was actually nobility. Well, was. Those not especially funny jokes the sex fun past season. Over the word Ebb and clearly on red examination and master, which still call me Ebb from time on. Oh, when I was a little girl, I really wanted to be was a Marine. The burly bitch of the prow for a true Marine. First to crack some skulls when the ship swam, you know, and honestly having fortune the school sent me out before I got myself killed at sea. Ooh, loyalty. Trying solve rooms. They'll go on, but if you really want to know, I have 5 husbands, 3 kids, siblings I didn't hate. Family had to show us I was looking. Oof. Oh, this is gonna get sad. But I'm overcome for world work, which is a hobby. My fondest memories of him trying to shape something and me making stupid jokes with the firmness of his materials. What became of him? Perish at the gates of judgment. Oof. So, I take it if you're allowed to pilots from Florida. Position. Oof. So, children. Though the twins, Shrivanor and Lorma, my youngest son, Akamas, had learned to learn more of what I was near the end of my travels. The school tides and doing with lethal matches to tell what I doing was a child. So, what of the twins? They died at the Gate of Judgment. These children died once they fight disfavor and Lorna's. But my fear she's become refuted by the chorus. Oof. Well, oof.
Well, I'm an accomplished liar, but I've no need to spin a tale about any of this. My husband, most of my kids, my parents. Kairos' thugs took them all. If I don't seem broken up, it's because I'm not. I don't feel such things anymore.
You sound you managed with a great deal of anger.
I like to think of it more as well-refined rage. But amusing you noticed it all the same. Hate is akin to an acid, a poison of the heart that consumes most from within. And like any fluid, if you know how to hold it, you can apply it. It's a trick of the trade, I suppose.
How do you follow the Vending Guard? What does it matter now that they're gone? They seem the last hope for the Tears and any shing suck of a chance is still more than no chance at all.
Ask away.
Oh, jeez.
We all know how to swim, and we all know how to fight. Most Northmen are lucky to make half that boast. What would you like to know?
Curious. Stuff. My promise is just dialogue after dialogue. It's painful to read, but it's the amount of time. No, we're simply able to comfort our answers. So, Beastman. Larger and smaller than the kidnapped, but unfortunately we have lived together and we have lived harmony for some time. Well, the major resistance guards.
Aside from the ones you slew? Well, the Vendrian Guard were the most staunch opponents of Kairos. With their passing, the Overlord's rule is absolute. Well, aside from the local Archons being in a state of civil war. Was there a particular group you wish to discuss?
Unbroken.
The Unbroken is the name of the military of the now fallen realm of Stalwart. Every citizen of Stalwart was trained to fight, and all were expected to answer the rallying cry of the Regents, the ruling small council of the realm. A decade ago, Stalwart was the ass end of jokes Tearsmen would tell each other. The people of Stalwart are obnoxiously proud of a long history of being invaded, but never losing. The disfavored put an end to their vaunted record of victory. The Unbroken still persist, albeit marginally so. The disfavored withdrew after the Edict of Storms began shredding the landscape. Their holdfast of Sentinel Stand Keep was never taken, and the citizen army, though scattered, could still be rallied. Kairos' war was disastrous to the human realm of Azure, but a stroke of good luck for the numerous beastmen that toiled in Azure's endless wheat fields. With the Masters all dead, the serfs have been set free. The Stonestalkers are a tribe born from these newly freed beasts. I imagine they would never bow to Kairos or the Archons. Too many generations have been enslaved. I'd wager anything they'll die before they ever bow. Beastmen understand strength and leadership, but it's always in the concrete sense. I can't pretend to know how they think, but I could never imagine them accepting an absent Prima. A distant ruler they can't see or smell seems a bit too abstract. The Bronze Brotherhood is one of the most feared and famous of the Free City mercenary companies. They serve the highest bidder, and during the war, that was Kairos. Most of the Brotherhood perished in the war, but a handful, the crew hired to work at Lethian's Crossing. They got to babysit the Forgebound and survived the last few years with minor losses. The band is too small to be a serious threat to the disfavored or the Chorus, but they are Scourge. Several sages came to our aid during the Second Battle of Vendrian's Well. I at first thought they meant to kill me, but instead they put their lives on the line for us. They spoke of others in their guild braving the Edict of Fire to salvage lore from the burning library. Though I may find them untrustworthy, it must be said that the sages have a certain fearlessness toward the Overlord. Perhaps that could be kindled further. Historically speaking, an alliance with the School of Ink and Quill is just asking to have your efforts stolen and your goals undermined. Mark my words, some things never change.
You consider it as a stage will pay me, I will work with them.
Whatever. If you want to ignore my advice, that's fine.
Boop. Just keeps going. Like, I'm trying to give time for people to read, but it's like, yeah. You don't have all day, though, game.
Ask away.
Hey, we still have 1, 2. Anyway, Arkham.
Not entirely sure. Which is to say, there was a time I studied my enemy in great detail, but I've recently come to learn that much of my information was little more than lies and mystery.
Marcus knows his name. What's a loathsome beast that have admired his majesty of the magical arts? Say he knows all the sigils arts to history, and by versa said all that sort of knowledge is why he speaks in his different voices. True from learning that most of what I know is just lies and misdirection. Graven Nash. Well, because I assume Graven Nash a harmless old man and arcane name only passes prime. Now I've been more wrong. Many upon nurse made the great jump by his age, fewer than have made the mistake twice. Ash is a remarkable general, so that his tiny band is favored on nearly unstoppable rampage of the tales. Does not seem to win in his wars with obvious displays of Mr. Powerful of old-fashioned leadership and good soldiers. He was back on a blue flag talk with a commander I was told that Archon knows the name of every soldier on his command, living and dead, the way that his favorite speak of as you think he raised each of them from the cradle. Karn. Enough. Okay. Well, fine, I won't question it. How about Siren? Sure, there may be younger Archons in the history of records, but Siren is certainly an unusually powerful child. And how this car was recruited by Siren's persuasive song. And I doubt it. Shown the voice and put shackle on power, probably feared to become the favorite of the rabble.
Ask away.
Arcane
I know a great deal of the mages of the Tears, or at least their history. Most are dead now. I know a little less about the guilds sworn to Kairos' Archons, but I try to make an effort to know my opposition.
This depends on Arkenstone. By chanters of the poison rats. They have fire, basically. Forge found have unusual throw magic, especially slow painstakingly chose. Infamous dash of blast of energy and short supply life in my own match, but instead the spirits rendered them immune to the fires of fortune. At one with the tools of their trade. And the tide catches the stages of the school of Inkakuro, the second Earth's arcane institution. Score tight. Oh, jeez.
Ask away.
So traffic companions, where you make a barrack.
My one concern with Barrick is that he's still loyal to Graven Ash, and not to you. Barrick seems steadfast, faithful, and dependable. But if it comes down to you versus Graven Ash, therein lies the test.
Fair point. If we were on tactical asset, it'd be fun to try and prime out that suit. Curious to see if his midsection is as strong, firm, and taut as I've imagined it should be. Okay, how about first?
We should consider ourselves fortunate that one of the most deadly members of the Scarlet Furies considers you a suitable gang leader. That said, I think her involvement with you is entirely suspect. I would wager good money the voices of Naratis listening through her, or perhaps seeing what she sees.
Probably.
If I were you, I would keep a close eye on Burse. If she wanted to kill you, she could have done it already. But I can't help shake the feeling that she's part of some long ploy with the Archon of Secrets.
Also probably.
Probably the only word thief I haven't wanted to dismember. Him? I'd merely play with an ice knife.
One score thing seems that. It's always an after the stages. Well, he already told me he's basically a spy and he'll do right my shit. Oh, that's how I praise coming from you. Coming to your bad side until you problems. You had me worried though.
Ask away.
Ah, well, we finally got through her dialogue. Ugh. You with the pink. Hi. Fuck off, phone. If I come take a look. I've got Beastman coming here. What? Up to Huxton and pair down to the bots, it's over sort of junk, nothing more. I'm going to throw you off the spire. Means if I promise, I just want to see how many wings you had, so I can adjust my prices accordingly. I'm going to toss you off the spire. Don't try that ever again. Oh, well, this is a problem here. Oof. There's the thing. So, hey, remember initial armor? Well, it's back. It also actually has armor value that reaches up to my, my high quality shit. Huh. I was gonna say no actual heavy armor. Those are basically two variants of leather. That's cloth. But yeah, jeez, that's expensive. So yeah, no actual heavy armor though. That's the only things. And then we reach this. Directed force expression, material force. Well, I bet I can get that. I always want those. What do we have to trade, really? Sun social sharpens, meh. Light lever comments, meh. Meh. Now all her stuff. So I'm great sword I don't really need. The stick I don't really need. All my gems I don't really need. I'm keeping that just cause, but yeah. Oh yeah, I can sell my bronze. Remember, don't sell your bronze or iron. Wait, don't I have iron? I thought I had iron. What would my iron? Oh, my iron is actually a spire thing. Yet the bronze isn't? What? Pretty sure the bronze and the alchemy supplies are. So I'm not selling those. Red River's I'm not sure if I should sell that or not. Not really worth selling either, really, though. Bloodstones I think I can sell. Off the fish. I can sell that. Change, whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I should keep. Well, I can sell the helmet. Oh, I can sell that. Okay, well, that's that. That gets me 51, though. That's not bad. It's not bad. It would let me buy one of these shiny things if I really wanted to. But since they're all leather, it's sort of eh. I mean, they would help with, like, say, Thalkill. Really would help with Thalkill. But I could also potentially buy, well, I could buy iron. I could also buy the one. I could buy that. What does it do? Illusion is supposed to leave a target in stasis, eh? Coordinate path. So like a beam? Question mark. Weapons. Custom anatomy already has. So I want that one. But anyway, let's go downhill. I'm actually just gonna buy. I can't buy 3 of them. Sadly, I don't think I might. Well, I could actually buy it. That would be, yeah. Yeah, that would be 45, and we don't really have enough for the nets. Ah, well. That's about as good as we're going to do. Sadly.
I'm on it.
Oh, well. So, deflecting. Skill contains mantra, which reduces the damage to target takes while using armor spells. Sounds like it's useful for maybe haste? Question mark. Yeah, for haste. 110 plus 25. Fuck. Because I could turn off his ability and do that. Aha. That's not bad, actually. Reduce the damage to target taste repeatedly. You're not sure why not add your haste. Why not? I can't really do that. Well, actually, if I remove the... And that's 25. Yeah, even if I remove that and that, maybe. Oh well. 93. 93. Oh, well, that means I could... Oh yeah, right. We have those abilities that are being buffed by that thing. Not sure what happens when we remove that buff. Bit worried about that. Still don't know how to forge things. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do firstly. Oh, fuck, right. You completely forgot about it, didn't you? Because she gave me Tetris. So I'm going to control the lighter Tetris grave, the cold moon. Moon magic. So, paralyzed and health drained. So the thing about the moon magic is most of it drains health. That's just staged. Can't remember which one is that great. Yeah, actually look that up. Tyranny. Grave-like. So it's... The other attribute on Grave-like is might. Which is why Ev has high might. So it would be good for me, is what they're saying. So once through the grave has modest damage, you can combine it with a Citro blood magic, which I don't have. Of course, self-heal will completely negate the health cost. Citro strength gets very devastating. Though frostfire ice spells are still superior. Cool. So basically, doesn't tell me which one I should do though. Maybe I should get myself a grave grasp. Because Phantom Bolt's cool and all, but since I am, you know, uphill smacking things, she has Phantom Bolt already. So, grave grasp. Paralyzed affliction for... Yes. More powerful. I gotta increase its accuracy. How about its range? Yeah, I don't have the thing yet, so... Grave Grasp. Problem though is I'm gonna need more skill slots, ain't I? Spell slots. Cause I need one for... what is it? Fire magic eventually. Probably. And it doesn't come in a cone. Well, no, it does come in a cone, doesn't it? Cone is just daze, though. And arcane damage. Yeah. So that means I can make your frickin' Phantom Bolt better, though. Or I could turn your Phantom... well... actually, what if... what if... we give her... basically mostly just range spells? What if? Problem though is that sets you right off the bat. Ah, fuck's sake. Why do you suck at magic? So she has magical bolts. And haste. And Buffy touch. Here's chill warm. And Buffy touch. Could have more range now. Even though I'll probably lose it once we have that thing updated. Right. And you has all the shit in the world. Oh yeah, you could test that now. I forgot illusion magic also takes it. Which could actually help with his spells, but the only problem is he doesn't have strong enough. Oh, it doesn't work for can't touch this? It works for still can't. Oh, wait, armor spells, right. So it works for like haste. So it would work for that. Well, if I took off the duration, which... yeah, then I put it on. He still couldn't use it. Fuck. Ah, well. We'll try Gravy anyway. I need more spell slots. Which basically means I need to go either on my magic line, or I need to go to leadership and work down that. Easiest would probably be magic, though. Problem is I need, what? At least 2 in something? I think Energy Shield and Ward Master, probably. Okay, well, we spent way too long uphill. I wish I could buy more shit, but yeah. Where's my world map? There's my world map. So, we have the Stone Sea over here. We have this, the Burning Library. We have Iron Hearth. Sentinel Stand. The Blade Grave. This over here is Ocean. There's Screaming Terror. The Graven Ash. And there's Haven. There's a Sunset Spire, which I think is Left Crossing, actually. So you think about there's a spire, there's a spire, there's a spire, there's a spire. there's the Bastard too, with the Bastard City, which we need to go to. I forget what the DLC adds. I think maybe this area. Not sure how to get to that area, but yeah. Anyway, let's head to the Bastard City. Which you can't really explore, sadly. You can only really go to Tunnel's Court. 2 days. Let's go. And off we were. Congratulations, you found an encounter. Then there rode a small child crouches next to a abandoned wagon rummaging through its contents. From force she resembles a bed-dragged urchin, smirking face lined with dirt. Turning at her torn and thoroughly stained, she spots your approach and lets a small yelp spring off into a copse of trees and vanishing from view. Do we follow with the girl? Could be a trap, you know. Could be a trap. Should probably ignore the child and move on. But we're stupid. Yeah, follow the child as she weaves between the trees until the forest gives way to the open fields of a small farmstead. Empty from the last harvest, the girl leads you across the grounds past 2 empty houses and a row of clay BOs. Eventually racing into an open barn as you enter after you see a clutch of children huddled in the rail. Tremble each approach though sits. An old gaunt face and entire eyes showed amongst them all. One boy drops a small knife as you approach, letting it vanish within the fold straw at his feet. Oh jeez. Children swirl there along, coming to be orphans from a massacred village. They fled during the fighting retreat to this farmstead. Its owners, they claim, slain by cowardice. Forces the bones from horrors around and field towards the stored honey. Not the reasons why these children are still alive. So we could attempt lore, or we could... yeah. We're really good at it's favored. Not sure that they would need children any. But technically could use spies. Without male children, the scamps are tenacious and clever. Requirements for survival out here alone may be useful in Tunnel's Court. That should own device, they will almost certainly die in time. You pen a decoration. The children to be evaluated by the courts. Fate binders for possible service, and should they be found lacking, assigned to local tradesmen as best suits the needs of the city. You lost favor, Tunnel. Whoops. The journey won't be easy. You compromise necessary if you want to survive past the next season. Then go taste the parchment. Thanks to you, with all the rest of the children looking unsure of the matter. So getting honey for yourself and the barn, leaving them to contemplate the fate. So hey, we ate. Tunnel isn't happy that I gave him child spies. Wait, it said I lost favor with him, but yet gained favor. What? Didn't say I lost favor of him. I think it did the same thing for Blended Mark, where it said I lost favor, but yeah, I gained favor of him. What? Confused. Do. And hey, we made it. Welcome to Tunnel's Court, the only place in the Bastard City we can actually really explore. But you know, it's a thing. Actually, Tunnel shouldn't be that hard to impress. I may just have to use smarts of legal matters and shit. Let's see, yeah. You go talk to him. Investigate buyers. Then yeah, speak to him on Barrett's behalf. Oh yeah, I want to do something here. Here's the problem though. Too many spells. Too many spells. too many spells. Hardly ever need that. The only reason I kept it though is because I may use it, but I don't really use it. So meh. I do use Cliff, I do use those occasionally. Hi, random nobles. Oh, well, we have better grip over there and Cerberus and other people. And who are you? Hi. This well-dressed old woman stands apart from the million crowds of nobles she starts from the distance. Blurs to you approach her right from her. Oh, greetings. And Lucinia, formerly of this home. You have the look of someone who belongs here. Fate binder, no doubt. Do you need something from me? So all these nobles doing, you know. Trying to look brave, I warned, but Ukraine and Israel in their conversations still hear a different tale. 2 years since Tanya set up shop in the bastard city, we're still getting used to a new master to figure out what we can and can't ask of them. These are smartering plenty folk, the way they approach Tanya, and you think they were raised on a tyrant's lash. Some come to settle grievance over to pledge fealty. I've been standing around long enough to know that the abject doesn't care for empty gestures. Sounds of urgent conquest. Not sure the city as we expected them to, without mercy restraint. The Scarecrow spilled more blood than we had to give. Fair truth they will show slaves after the gates of judgment. Shut their way when we watch a countryman haul his life with the Overlord. They were harsher, but it seems the Kairos wants us alive. That's a more generous outcome than some of us were led to believe. Why are you here? When the rest of the Friday inbreds here, I came to see Tanya and ask him to right wrong. The man was destroyed during the Congress. I told the advocate my woes, so we danced at least see eye to eye. This her home? My family's ancestral hall, the oldest stone stayed back to the years from the bastard city was not by a dozen roofs and wagons. Clutching for warmth, compared to the houses of the great lords, was nothing special. Aged itself in the wood, and its crude placement in the warehouse district. Set apart from the fire grounds for lords and ladies struck for meals, and it was a mess, but our mess all the same. I invited you over tea, but something strong even, but I would only disappoint if you find not that by a gaping hole. What happened? Collateral damage when that educated cast his judgment on the bastard city, destroyed the district's corrupt merchant kings, the manors, their county houses, and yes, their warehouses. Ah, yes, the sinkholes. Oh, this may not have been perfect, I was but my family felt no respect. So, what are you going to do? That's the question, isn't it? I appeared to the advocate, thinking it was too recent. After considering my case for all of 8 seconds, he awarded me a ring of belts and a plot of land on the outskirts of the city. Well, that's generous of him. Vincent told me to build new and start farming. Farming, can you believe that? It's not even that I'm opposed to the labor, but we're in a war. I can't have the scars bring down raid my crops and Kairos knows what else. Well, his word is Kairos' loss, whether you think it fair or not. Do I know it? Me no respect to you or your office. No question the power Tony's word. Over a long line sworn ring savvy merchants, but I can't recollect Tony's just a Kairos. There's something wrong about it. You presume to know more of justice than the abdicator? Saying I Tony's Kairos' law as well as I thought it. Maybe none of us do. People coming for justice, they usually get a version of it, but Tony's version not theirs. Half the time they don't even get what they want out of a ruling in their favor. The deed to a farm, for instance. Terrence, who want to change his mind as far as it may seem, the ruin stand. So basically, he said, sure, what? Here's a farm. Take it or leave it. And she's unhappy because she's a noble and a farm. But I'm a noble. I don't know how to farm. Yeah, well, it's all you're getting, so take it or leave it. Like, literally, that's basically what he practically said. Anyway, hi everyone. How goes the argument, too?
You
Sorry
call
about
yourselves officers of Kairos'
shadows.
army, but your conduct falls short of my expectations. The court finds your accounts of Vendrian's well lacking, rife with misdirection and fallacy, fouled with baseless accusation.
He just has shadows going on. I'll just listen for a bit. You and I have relayed the events as I experienced them. You can well imagine why my virtue conflicts with his. My honor and that of the great general would soon snap my sword and perjure myself before you, Archon. Oh, till you played the falter come, it's much easier to my lips than yours. You're fool. I believe the Archon of Justice won't see through your lies because they just think themselves better than an honest gang.
Silence! The contradictions in your statements will be examined, and falsities threshed from truths. If we find you have perjured yourselves, Bled and Mark will see to your fate.
Bled and Mark is basically... it's like the Archon of Shadows. He just shows up and deals with things. Guys, Turner is basically the judge. Bled and Mark is basically the executor.
Fatebinder, we will start with the matter of the Archons. Graven Ash and the Voices of Nerat have declared war upon each other. In addition to violating Kairos' peace, they have thrown the conquest of the Tears into disarray. By all accounts, these hostilities began shortly after your arrival.
Now why would
Tell
you
us
choose
what
that?
transpired.
Oh, I wasn't there. Right. And the Archons could not agree on who should lead the siege, as in an accusation of treachery. It seemed a mutual respect. This very well more deserving than our tactics and training outmatched the vendor and guard at every turn. What bothered us that this very couldn't tip over straw hut if they had a week to strategize. Harima was better control on the vendor and guard. I don't think he asked either of you your opinions.
The Fatebinder presents testimony. I warned you both against speaking out of turn. Something more than a mere disagreement unraveled this campaign. But I will return to that in time. Let us speak of Ascension Hall. The disfavored sing your praises across the realm, though the Scarlet Chorus appeal for charges of treason. Perhaps you can offer a more enlightened account.
Well, I claim the citadel of a small unit of disfavored.
An efficient solution. The type I would expect from a capable agent. Tell me though, with the edict looming overhead and death the price of failure, why not employ the numerical advantage of the Scarlet Chorus?
Well, the voice of Emperor Voltaggio trying to suspect of treachery. Powers and silence shadows showing from below his robes.
I will consider this testimony at length. The court thanks you for it.
I told you all I know.
Is there anything Your testimony is accepted by the court. The statements of our guests raise questions in my mind. There is much about this campaign that has caused me to wonder. A shipment of iron weapons was short on arrival. Where coveted iron is concerned, I don't believe it to be a clerical error. One of my agents recovered this seal in Echo Call. It belongs to a merchant collective. Lethian's Crossing is teeming with their kind. If you would root out treachery, I would advise starting there.
Well, I am going there next, I believe, so...
Petitioners, leave us. I would have a private audience with the Fatebinder. Ascend and join me. You will find the way opened.
Okay. And he just poofs. By the way... What's up, guys? Ball's returned unscathed and more acclaimed than ever. That seems to be a way. The Fatebinder of War claps you good-naturedly and with possessive strength from the back. Having much to get me with all your journey has held, I could use a moment of respite between friends. Speak as you wish, I'd pay a board's weight and ring to know your thoughts. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Well, time for more dialogue. Because you know, we need like 10 pages of dialogue. It'll be great. How are you singing out to become a fate binder? Oh, Jesus fuck's sakes. Can't speak without fate binders stuff. Why was there a grunt? Why burn the bodies? Good thing Tyranny spared you. Let's talk about something else. Curious about Tynan's mask. Can we ever uncertain, can't they? To one such as me, but I can assure you things need not fill the objective, motionless gaze. Or tell me about the silent face. Silence is the face that Tyranny shows us now. Ever that we were fortunate beyond belief, the silent face is a patient face, a face for listening is turning precise over all matters. Approaches the court. Wow, with the face of resolve. No, last known done was the moment he touched a courtroom to half the distance the bastard says, and then he's ruled over the northern tier justly, calmly, with sufficient diplomacy. Face that is no more. Third mask. For a rumor that the face displeased Kairos was thus destroyed. Does he change his face? No, not as such, and yet I've seen the mask shift. They sure have. Switch within the abdicator or anyone so much as laying a hand upon them. Fold. Nah. Not time you could watch her. Fold after a tiny mail race has already happened. History. Tell me more about Kairos' armies, our allies. How's the score course? How's it disfavored? Kairos Graven Knight protects no one to us. Arkham was able to lend his will and strength to his soul to equip them. Just beyond human limits. Our stuff. I can't aspire to the course for the true. I'd like to witness for myself this tower that has risen above the realms like a blade touching the sky. How have your stuff gone? Let me champion the feats of my conquest of the glory cards' rainfall. 8 years I would hear of it. Just how I put the teeth of a light and strung them about his neck so they might. Deserves words for more care in the future. Hi, you. So you return to the fold. Your exploits in the Vineyards well, the matters of discussion. Anything happened miles away? Then which with the car and crew restored to Graven Knight's commander and the companion. Matter of investigating your planes getting judging the movers who choose dispatch. Covered by Carcasito Stone. Also, she declared the Edo Stone. You're spying on me. Don't be hesitant. It's my duty to ensure that those who operate in that name adhere to the spirit of his law. I have nothing to hide. So say if I have to weigh all the evidence presented before me with an objective eye. Assuming you are being watched by one don't concern yourself, that's no more than any citizen the Empire can expect. So how have you occupied your time in the Bastard City? Turning since around this time is here and there, I share disputes between the local and the educators that was occupied, everything from trade disagreements to bushing course, squatters out basements. Real rewarding work. Tana's overlord's found as acting adjudicator. He speaks with the force of Kairos law and his woodish judgment. Well, there's some more you can learn by asking him yourself. Go on. Or does he intimidate you still? Questions. And disfavored, probably. Anyway. Vampire, we return. Okay, you have questions. Tell me about some of the past Archons. Not Mirror, the Archon Pestilence, was dislighted in her circus when she opened her eyes to see. After speaking, said that flies were gushing through the air. Well, so I could just ask about offers. Q. Sorry all that I wish. Stop that. I've been war the court for as long as I've been aware, so I tried to discern totally perfect recall, and I solved all the time and my tutors had to offer. By hiding all the lectures in which I could learn at my pace. Finally, I envied the sages of the tears how they could spend their whole lives reading and never exhaust their library. Of course, now it's nothing more than a burning waste. Our vampires. What can you tell me about him? Brash and how he bragged with a fondness for bloodshed. Joseph very from his skills toward reverend, exacting and uncompromising punishments. Vampire of balance. And Kevin was finds among us, her discernment is beyond a reproach and expressed Tunyon's favorite. What about me? I'm not Tunyon's favorite? If I were an orderly path, regimented and organized, perhaps too orderly for our station. But that was neither here nor there. You execute your job of wisdom. Old walls, what's your tell me about the old walls. We know little about these agents, so I say they predate all historic record. Food ruins crisscross the tales. The only one old enough to guess is likely Kairos. Tell me about the pain. Found in the old walls, much of the defining quality still escape me. That creature's smoke, claw, and fang. Tears. Tears. Younger realms. Free cities. Sages. Not speaking sages, they're no better than charlatans and cons. Anyway. Jesus. So much dialogue. Ah, God. And now I'm gonna go speak with you guys. Hi. Vampire may at ease at this polished hall by me that's a reprieve from the battlefield and training grounds. Bastion needs me to stay and represent his interests at the occupation, and I'll be up to the task. Can't be worse than our days in Leftman's Crossing. Joking aside, you would generously grant the disfavored control of the city, from the Iron Legion needs a break from the front every once in a while. And you don't even have things. I could go talk to the Scar Carson and see how they hate me. Would be fun. I've been a grip in a while. You know what you were trying to say. Maybe I don't change your tennis court, but I prefer to spend as little time as possible on trade these crow towards I feel strangely exposed. Fair warning, when you bat dash you are as good as sign your death warrant. We shouldn't discuss such matters in a court of law. You'll make our time in the tales and interest, won't you? Of course you will. I'm still a bit pissed at me. As is understandable. Anyway, let's go talk to Tunyon, who's over here by his throne. Why do you have a throne? You're supposed to be a judge. Anyway,
this civil war, this feud, is an insult to Kairos' peace. It should not have taken the better part of a year to silence the last vestiges of the Oathbreakers.
True.
Our allies squabble while our enemies regroup. It falls upon the court to measure the extent of the damage, and to execute the agents of disorder. I suspect that treachery, negligence, disunity, and greed have infected one or both of our esteemed allies. Until you are instructed otherwise, this matter is the court's primary focus.
Yet you also told me to go to the crossing, technically.
Graven Ash and the voices of Nerat must be examined in close detail. You are charged with observing the Archons and presenting your case that one of them has wrought chaos and disorder upon the tiers.
But could they both be guilty?
It's possible, but the momentum of the conquest up to this point suggests otherwise. The failure at Vendrian's Well implies a coordinated will behind the chaos. As always, you will be held accountable for what you do in the court's name. But you are free to conduct your investigation in the manner of your choosing.
See,
You must expect lies, misdirection, and manipulation. Suffer not such obstructions of justice.
the way the game points things is mostly makes it look like the Arkham Secret is probably the one misdirecting and making things bad. Why things took forever. But yet there's also stuff that could point to Graven Ash doing stuff behind the scenes too. Which makes it sus too. They both have sus. Just Graven Ashes is a lot less blatant.
The disfavored seem the logical first step in your inquiry. The Legion holds you in some esteem. And Graven Ash has shown deference to the court in
And
times
he
past.
does like me.
No doubt the disfavored will be rife with accusations and evidence against the voices of Nerat. Graven Ash is a noble man, but never underestimate his capacity for deception. A wise general succeeds by knowing when to be unreadable to the enemy.
Well,
You should, of course, speak with the Scarlet Chorus and gather their testimony. But it stands to reason that most in the chorus would sooner brag about a pauldron fashioned from your skull than entertain your questions. Do not regret killing the rabble that impede your investigation. They will be easily replaced.
if he were killed, I imagine all of the soldiers would lie for him.
I concur. Graven Ash has a reputation for honor and nobility, but nobody is above reproach. If he is guilty of treachery in some fashion, his loyal soldiers will not be the ones to betray him. But if anyone is conducting a symphony of lies, common sense would point to the voices of Nerat.
Indeed.
Your fellow Fatebinders have been busy acting as my eyes and ears. I have a
I've got to
few
speak
leads
with
for
them
you to
again.
follow. You should, of course, speak with your brothers and sisters of the court if you need further counsel. Though the disfavored were triumphant in the Blade Grave, I understand that their troubles within the region are unfinished. Talk to the disfavored commanders serving in the Blade Grave. Perhaps they can shine some light on the origins of this feud. The Oathbreakers were reported to be using iron armaments, more than they might acquire from looting what few disfavored they killed. Any iron in the tiers not rusted through was made by forge-bound hands in Lethian's Crossing. Between craftsman and quartermaster, someone let iron fall into enemy hands. Investigate this matter and bring the thieves to
So
justice.
to do that.
There is a final matter to discuss. A sensitive topic.
Sup?
In spite of the many shortcomings at Vendrian's Well, you managed to make a name for yourself. You proclaimed an Edict of Kairos, resolved its demanding conditions, and ascended the mountain spire.
Yeah, I did do that.
Any one of these feats would be worthy of recognition by the highest authority. You managed to accomplish 3.
I was only doing my job.
Your sense of obligation to your role is admirable, but modesty will not recommend you to the task ahead. Whether by design or by accident, you have captured the attention of Kairos' army and the local tiersmen alike. This is no small opportunity, and the court charges you with exploiting your new standing to its fullest potential. You have a title in our hierarchy. However, it's a little-known secret that one's standing in the world is determined by their infamy, their deeds, and how they come to be known. Mind this notion as you bring justice to this lawless frontier. There may come a time when your deeds speak for you louder than any title.
Yeah. So here's what I really like about this game. The game is taking note of what you do. That's the whole rep thing, basically. All that stuff, it's all adding up. It's all going to come to a point where it's actually going to come down to, hey, did you do this enough with these things that made people happy? Well, that's much later on. These are decisions are actually technically mattering. Just not right now. It's sort of telltale, like, well, Tyranny will remember what you said today.
Whatever you did to capture the attention of the masses at Vendrian's Well, I would encourage you to do so again.
Well, great deeds are defined.
You begin to understand. Whether your acts are favorable or heinous, it falls to you to bring greatness to this campaign.
You might do some things good, you might do some things bad. But whatever you're doing these things is adding up.
You are dismissed.
Oh, jeez.
Should the court have need of your presence, you will receive word. Go forth and do my bidding, and bring glory and honor to the tears in Kairos' name.
Dungeon, I had some things to talk to you about. So basically, welcome to the trial of Archons. Dungeon just features the case that emerged from Genesis one believes that one of the warring Archons made pre-transfer response from the Civil War. Now grips the tears that you the young girls. Take note of any evidence of negligence, incompetence, or outright treason. So, Scarecrow's raised his favorite provisions, which are unleashed the Archon Siren, who soured chaos even thwarted his favorite soldier. During the Common Scars sought to conscript new recruits from the Forge Bound who are under terms for protection, and we don't know anything about it. Also, the War of Archons has begun. Support Graven Knight's initial attempts to pacify the Tears. And I need to go to Left Rings Crossing still. Which he don't seem to have an actual crash from, but I told us to investigate it. By the way, Tanya and I have a job. I need to talk to you. As you return, it's gratifying to see that the war has not caused you to forget your roots. What do you wish to know? But I have a request from Barrack of the Stone Shields. What is Barrack of the Stone Shields, one of the court? He has made his displeasure known in a loud enough voice to collapse tears upon each other. The Advocate glares down at Barrack. Came to request the Forge Bound could help remove his armor. It has become encased in iron that is none of the court's concern. My Forge Bound smiths are occupied crafting weapons for the army, and would not have the focus deferred to liberate one soldier from his raiment. Stone Shield, do this favor not have standards for the upkeep of arms and armor. Is this not one of your Archon's guiding principles? It is, Your Honor, but I found myself trapped in this junk pile with the Aegis storms had stalled. You don't have to blame anyone. It should be Barrack. Poor choice of words. The Advocate comes to the man in total silence. The moment drags far longer than you would have suspected it was. Turning his interest does not abate for a moment. So to remain encased in his armor, eccentric though it may be, and all subject to Kairos, or forbidden to aid in its removal. Magic lights of which none of us understand has touched the Stone Shield. We would not interfere with the will of Kairos. But I'm trapped. If I could piss Tyranny off, I could make Barrett upset. Done, please. Sorry to disappoint you would even ask. What were you trying to prove to your good travel companion? The court finds it festering with sympathy and a lack of precedent. Such as the will of Kairos and the will of the court. You try to expose the court for something. The Advocate didn't say anything about me bending my way out here, at least. Not that trying has ever made better. Anyway, tell me about Kairos. Kairos is our overlord. She... and... apparently Kairos is a she now. Ushers us from the brink of chaos with a stern hand and gestures the way of peace. We are only too eager to follow in perfect example. How old is Kairos? By reckoning our age upon terrorists is magnificent. True span defies measurement by our limited construct of time. The waste to spend or few pitiable years attempting to solve that rate of resistance. Think of Kairos not as a subject of beginning or endings. Kairos is, and Kairos will ever be. What's your relationship? She is my master and I her dutiful pupil. In this respect, you and I are no different. With all her Kyrus' confidence, she trusts me to natural law upon the boundless territory of her rule, and I am only too grateful to serve. But here's the thing, it gives me a minor rap I have to ask. I've noticed you refer to Kyrus as a woman. Be well of that trajectory of thought. Save for her perfection, there was little about Kyrus which could a screw recognize for attributes, powers distant and unknowable as overlords who transcend petty dualities. Male, female, it makes no difference. Kyrus is mother to us all. Well, there you go. Tell me about Blended Monarch. He is my husband assassin without equal. His official destination is Kyrus. His hierarchy is the Archon of Shadow, so I wonder that he ever considers himself aught but a slayer than just. How did he earn his title? His work away from the court takes Blended more to the darkest place of the world, Heroes of Northern Empire alike. Over time, shadows become his dominion. They cloak him, protect him, and even fight for him if the need arises. The other Blended Monarch can charge any place where shadows are cast. Well, here's the thing, you are literally leaking shadows. Is he inside you right now? Only he would know this for certain. Does he serve you alone? Question is flawed with all sorts of Kyrus. The Archons are also agents of their own interests, those chosen few. Power to bring order to the world in accordance with Kyrus' peace. President Mark is my vassal and I his patron. The relationship is not so different from Graven Action Khan, the fallen Archon, or the voice of Neurotinus songbird Siren. Such partnerings and apprenticeships are common. Other questions. You. Curiosity is not a trait that I encourage my students. Too often have I witnessed such activity leading down to a path of lawlessness. However, you feel a better understanding of me, I will inform your work. Still your mask. Tell me about your rise to become an educator. Cover your ambitions here. My path to this diet is not one that could be replicated under any circumstance. For your curiosity, tell me I tell you my story. Oh, major favor. Sure, why not? Lore. We should understand law and your execution of it. Admiral pursuit. You know much of Kyrus' law and the maintenance of order array. My history may tell you something of how it can be used to win wars. Came into the world centuries ago, before the dream of a unified Northern Empire was fully realized. Our own country lay far from the borders of Kyrus' realm, and our conquest was a matter of distant speculation. Decades before rumor of Kyrus' approach grew in panic volume, I realized myself with the intricacies of her law. It took me no time at all to realize the benefits of an inevitable subjugation. Took upon myself to rise my country's governance as an arbiter of law and drafter of covenants, building some notoriety for my execution of fair justice. As my influence and the trust of my people evolved, my decisions transcended to define future presence. Go on. What my countrymen could not have surmised was I had woven into her customs the very backbone of Kyrus law, so the stage for the conquest of a floundering nation to join the Overlord's empire. Time the Overlord's armies presented themselves and offered terms of surrender, we had adopted Kyrus' peace in all but name. Our absolution to Northern Empire was a matter of legal formality, natural changes to our already beloved document of law. The people credited me as the architect of peace, and at the time called me Tundra the Fail. As my importance grew, and the estimate Kyrus could not help but learn the part I played in her bloodless victory. Kyrus lied a breath of increase that is an approach with the masses I was chosen to interpret and represent the Lord's will across the Northern Empire and beyond, this time as educator, is my pride, my duty, my life. What does it mean to be Archon? I figure power and significance under Kyrus' mandate that I am able to exercise my authority. But did you come into power to Kyrus' forced your attempts? It's a true question. Doubtless I exhibit some spark of potential of my own, insignificant though enough to accomplish deeds of note. Only Kyrus' tutors have grown to these heights. Could anyone become an Archon? Certainly not. Only precious few grow to this story. Were it otherwise, Tetris would descend in pandemonium. Only of those few who rise to power, few still have the self-control to make lawful use of their talents. As every Archon observed, all are subservient by intuitive meaning. Though it takes great pains to recognize potential before an Archon comes into their power, they have faced the harshest scrutiny by nature of recruitment, if not Blended Mark himself. Those who have found worthy and credible deeds, we have done that. We refuse to join the stranger that needs the Empire, doomed to die. Questions? Did you come up with offers to play powers? Intuitively, yes. Just as I'm a representative of Kairos law across territories, you are the face. My judgment for the people. I took inspiration from the overlords of Sampor, as we all should. People need an approachable face to settle their grievances, and I'm not available to advocate every sharecropper's dispute. Now why is curiosity such a problem? The fascists are not selected without independence of thought. You're an agent of the law. The execution of which should follow within strict confines. Don't you want me to interpret Kairos law to fit any circumstance? Naturally. But take care not to let your intellect vary from the straightforward path. I have seen it happen. I lost more than one people who thought themselves above their station, convinced they knew better. What happened to those people? Who oversteps the bounds is given an opportunity to amend their ways. Those who fail to heed my warnings show contempt for Kairos peace and are treated accordingly. Back to previous questions. Law. Then your words are trade for my core is the legal heart of the corrupt and uncivilized realm. Kairos' peace. Peace guarantees all word and reciprocance on the overlord's authority to place in our world. That wording of the bylaws, your life is not yours to discard. The overlord has plans for you. It's not prevented to cross one's tongue with Kairos' name, but it behooves one to use caution and respect. The overlord's name is not yours to give, whether to progeny, product, location of abstraction, slander of the overlord is punishable by death. So in one Kairos' name is safeguard. No one may say Kairos and have it obfuscated by the second meaning. You will her name be associated to trivialities again when non-trivial is fortune to Kairos, like her misfortune to Kairos' scorn. Such association lowers the overlord public esteem and is rightly considered slander most foul. Old Wall. The old walls are forbidden, as are the contents and their denizens. Owning an item from the old walls is considered trespass regardless of how it came into your possession. Mind then the course of your travels. The old walls are seen across much of the terrace and northern empires like Kairos permits her servants to pass only will she has sculpted the landscape to permit traverse. In no circumstance are you to breach in the old walls, even for taxes and it says cross to the other side. Yeah, that's probably going to bite me in the ass, isn't it? Magician's following? Magicians of the Arcane's art must be sanctioned by one of Kairos' guilds, such as the Blood Chanters or Forgebound. Roman magicians for tenacious grasp of unknown powers will not be tolerated. Why do we have two sages? Ab lowers the gauge to the ground, thumbing the course of a bandolier, and thinly veiled attempt to appeal uninvolved in the discussion. So long as your typecast remains your deputy, you will have the protection of the court, but not a moment longer. Must allow you to have the most fearsome agents at your side to dispense justice, but you remain culpable for your actions. Huh. So I start fondling that tall slab of... If I start fondling that tall slab of handsome though, you're the one guilty of molesting him. I can live with this. She points to Norval, who shifts nervously Ab's gaze. I think she's talking about that one. Dungeon's going pissed for me. This means you can't break him. Are you too done with this little side panel? Thanks to Meiju's spellcasting causes. Damage to the life of property is lawfully deemed innocent. As long as their art in the service of Kairos, all is forgiven. Quotas and showing. All swims of light for the will of Kairos in terms of lean you will be fed, in terms of wealth you will feed others. Stuff. Forbidden knowledge sets the standard to what can and cannot be known. Yeah, that place taboo. No man possesses one of the former positive save Kairos herself. Current all taboo seems a bit overkill, but to play Kairos advocate, the world would hardly be safe if all had knowledge access to the Lord, making poisons or out of forming brigands and fine bronze. This for the protection of subjects before the coming of Kairos, the natures of anarchy and discord, powerful knowledge and undeserving Hence leveled empires without thought or mercy. Might be home to these thoughts. That should not be in question. We all have to Kairos. Fuck's sakes. Are you stupid or something? As an agent law, you're granted more leeway than a soldier is. You may find yourself compelled to commit more regression acts in the name of Kairos. Serves the court's justice. Who gives a shit? The rules don't apply to you as long as you're enforcing them with someone else. I want your job. Court finds any of your actions suspect, we will summon you to answer for yourself. Your testimony will be heard and your judgment rendered. So basically, when we go into the old wall, that's gonna be sus, isn't it? No more questions. Then be on your way. So yeah, can you get me out of my armor? Apparently not. Only sliced armor belts, donned helmet offers an indication that it's ocean or shipboats. And it turned out like you hoped, did it? Contrast fed to the litter out of the court. Arkham's decision changes nothing. I presume to this point she'll continue to do so for the sake of general ash in the north. Well, we tried. Master was very specific in his sentence. He forbade not only assistance from the Forge Bound, but from anyone, anywhere in the world. No, the Archon forbade any sort of Kairos aid you. Despite Harris Binder, the whole of the world bends to the knee of the Overlord. Now, in case we won't be in the terrorist would be. That should just be asked to renegade mage for aid. You would discard the spirit of law in favor of his letter? Trust me, it's the letter of the law that matters. Not to me, the honor of deed lies as much as the spirit of his actions. And perhaps there's some other way to free it. Does not credit you. You want, let's play the lore one. Forge Bound would at least be curious about you regardless. Armor's unique. Perhaps it can teach them something that will aid the disfavored. When the Forge Bound, the Smithy, and Lebanon's Crossing. Well, I am going now. Let us leave Fate Bind. I worry that my presence offends these noble, precious sensibilities. Well, we talked about. So, enlist the aid of a Forge Bound not subject to Kairos' law. Well, that makes it sus now, doesn't it? Anyway, hi Fate Binders, we speak again. Oh, I guess there is nothing new. I thought it was going to be something about suggestions and things. Well, we talked with them. We should probably be on our way. By the way, though. Shadows. Welcome back, kid. Amusing as it would have been to watch the edict drop, I guess I'm glad you lived. Blended Mark Archon shadows rising from a fairway still, turning to face you with a wry smile. Though he stands still, he seems to sift in and out of the shadows that shroud him. Who'd you throw your rings on Graven Ash's side? Not bad bet to pick the Archon of War. Tell me, kid. Tell me the truth. Did you go with the Ash because it seemed like the right thing to do, or because supporting the forces was a worse option? So, once again, playing the system. Claire silently. That major favor, what's to you, Archon of the elderly? Oh, that hurts almost as much as getting your fingernails ripped out. No, wait, sorry, not even close. Were you aiming to wound me with that? Now, I assume you're going off to meet with Ash, but first, you and I need to have a little chat. I could gain favor and wrath. But I'm listening. It was keeping an eye on you because you did something nobody has done before. Gotta guess as to what that be? So average favor, average favor, average favor, average. That's cute. Probably if I could combine all those. First favorite Fate Branch Away Conspire though it won't. You're not wrong, that was definitely sharp, but that was the sole reason you made the tears tremble. Claiming edict isn't new, neither surviving or resolving commandments of an edict, but you're the first to claim an edict and resolve the very same edict and didn't kill you. One's first will be survived, your second edict resolved the very one you had proclaimed, awoken the arcane structure that had slept for several centuries. Now we're going to short list of people who stand out as potential problems. More or less, mostly more. I don't care what you do with the information, but you should know the danger you're in now that you put yourself on the map. Sticking with the discovery is a smart idea, kid. At least, more than the game mentioned with the Archon secrets. You never really be one of them. But you found anxious warriors that'll serve you the best they can. Yeah. Answer the advice. Stretch you in farewell. His golden eyes are alight with interest as he watches you. And... can I talk to you about anything else? The reason you gave him... I mean, oh, we got up to favor 3 just like that. Capably light, just guide you, kid. Or you just like to stand around still. First you're wearing is rather eye-catching. I bet you're thinking something like that would look even better on you, right, kid? This waves his left arm in the own, showing the black with him and black bracer, strapping on like that appears simultaneously sold as obsidian. The word as a sigh. What's a living party thing? That means I binding your shadows. What? You just give it to me? Why? Try it on and find out. Like you, kid. I want to steer you wrong. Well, this is gonna be fun. Sure, why not? Graphic lines of difficulty. After the bracelet off, so it is solid after all. I'll toss it to your planet. Hand it. Go for it. Not only weapons can be double-edged swords. So we're getting a cursed bracelet, right? So, Binding of Shadows, it's superior quality, heavy iron. So, Shadeskin. Oh, it gains enough stuff. So, all damage taken, minus 10% of all damage taken. So, Shadows of Blade, Embrace. Shifting the shadow version of yourself on this form, deal bonus arcane damage with each attack, get bonus damage reduction. These effects scale with Binding of Shadows Renown. So you now want one thing. So basically what you're saying is it's better than what I have. And as it gets more renown, the more we use it basically, it will get better with our ability. And we can take it off at least. So we have gained a rep ability, Shadow's Embrace. So it's just that one. So yeah, we can shift in the shadow version of yourself and deal bonus arcane damage. Use your cat. And get bonus damage reduction. I mean, that sounds good, but yeah, it probably has some negatives, doesn't it? So we have this heavy armor gauntlet, which, well, has wounds. Yeah, that's not helping me. Can't really do anything about that. Could give it to you, but Cavalry. Could give it to you. Oh geez, you're already at 3.5. I thought you were hot. Yeah, okay. You know what? You get more recovery time, just cause. But yeah, I thought you were gonna keep him in light armor. I was, but he started getting too much recovery. Need to balance it out a bit. Like for example, boop. So what do you has? Oh, house still. This one carrying in a stitch from the merchant's house, hand over quill. Where did I get that? Anyway, honestly, I should work on getting my recovery a bit lower. I'm slower than Barrack now. Q, anything else I could talk to you about? How about a little breathing room, kid? Guess we are good now. So yeah. We need to go to Lifton's Crossing. We need to go find a forge found that's not in Kairos' law. We need to go meet Graven Ash. We need to find stuff. This here's our main quest. Followed by this technically as our main quest. Cause one was because we need to activate all those spires. Doing stuff. But we also need to investigate it. Yeah. Oh yeah, so Eb actually has two things, doesn't she? Cause she fears me. Probably more than she's loyal to me. Then we has this now. You equip a powerful artifact. This favors like me. Vanguard hate me. Lifton's Crossing likes me. Lantry really likes me. Barrack really likes me. Sort of fears me. Verse, sort of wish I got Verse up to that too. Just for the ability. Serotonin really likes me. Sort of is annoyed with me. Graven Ash really likes me. The voice in the hates me. Blendon Mark actually really likes me. Mostly. I called him old and it's like, yeah, sure. So, missives? No missives. Just trying to think what I want need to do from now on. Her lore is 65, which means she technically has enough to actually use those abilities without Spire buff wearing off and losing now. Trying to think what else I need to do. Okay. I think that's it for this video. The next time we will actually go and explore more places? Question mark. Forward to the crossing. You go find stuff to test my grave light on and stuff. Because supposedly it's going to damage and heal me, which is useful. We'll see. But anyway, till next time, hope you all enjoyed, thank you all, and have a nice day.